Cute.
Okay.
Where's it go?
Hey guys, how's it going? This is the Anime Convention Beginner's Guide. I'm Cole, and this is Savannah.
Hi.
Today we're going to talk to you about meeting people at conventions. Tomorrow's Valentine's Day. We just figured this would be a really good time to bring this up. This is how we met, and we've been together almost 2 years now.
Mm-hmm. 2 years in July.
It's working out really well for us, and hopefully, if that's what you're looking for, it'll work out for you too. Doesn't always work out. Just like anywhere, people are people, and a relationship is the same regardless of where you meet somebody. Really, you kind of have the same.
It's kind of like internet dating. It gives you the same environment as a normal dating situation, but you have more of an option of types of people to date, and everybody's just in front of you. It's like speed dating.
Yeah,
they have speed dating at a lot of conventions, but it's like that kind of all the time.
Yeah, a lot more people that are into the same stuff as you.
Yeah,
you don't really have to filter as much.
Yeah, you already know that everybody there is geeky and loves a lot of the same stuff you do, so they're not going to be like, I love football and basketball and hockey, and no, they don't. That's a lie. Yeah. In most cases. Sure, you guys can love sports. I don't love sports. You don't love sports. Fuck sports.
Love it.
Love you big. Anyway.
Okay. Yeah. Basically, I want to start off with if you go to a convention with the intentions of meeting up with somebody, there are some basic things that you have to keep in mind. And the first and foremost is the fact that an adult name badge, you should never take an adult name badge as proof of adulthood. Yes, you do need to have a state-issued photo ID to pick up the adult badge. However, I can pick this up with my state-issued photo ID and hand it to her.
Yep. And now, I am him, without needing any kind of ID. No one will see, well, in a lot of cases, no one will see you do this. Mm-hmm. This is a way that a lot of people get around buying badges. You get in a lot of trouble if they catch you doing this.
Yeah, you really shouldn't.
But it's easy.
Yeah.
So, I could be 15, and you would have no idea, because this badge says I'm 18.
And next morning, surprise, you're under arrest.
So does this badge. This is from ASEN, a bigger con, so it doesn't say anywhere specifically that I am an adult. The design would be different if I wasn't an adult, but yet again, I could be 15, you would have no idea, you'd get arrested. It ain't fun.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with that.
So, where's the little kid badge?
Oh yeah.
Oh. This is for the same con as this badge, but when you're under 18. You can see, unless you looked really closely, you wouldn't know which one's the kid badge. They both look about the same age. One's a girl, one's a boy.
Right.
But only here, where it says under 18, do you know you're dealing with a kid.
And I should point out that just because there's artwork of a boy or a girl on it, it has nothing to do with gender.
They just hand them out.
Yeah, because this is mine. It's got a picture of a girl. That just happens to be what they used for adult badges.
This was for his little brother, so this was for a boy too.
Yeah.
It's just whatever they happen to use for that year is just what you're going to end up with.
Also, if you, and just because I would, if I were to give my badge to somebody else, it doesn't mean that I have to sit in the room the whole time while they're walking the convention. I could, A, walk the convention without a badge and just hope nobody stops me, or B, go and claim it as being lost. You pay like $10, most of the time you get a copy of it, and really there's no tracking that. I mean, if they really think that there's something if there's something fishy about that, they might say, hey, look for this name specifically on a badge. But really, people don't pay that much attention to what it says on your badge. They
There's
just
way too many.
just look for the little foil symbol, whatever it is that they use for that year.
Just the thing that says that your badge is real and didn't come from
Yep.
Kinko's.
Yep. A good way to initiate the search for somebody at a convention for purposes of a relationship or whatever. A good way to say it.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know.
For the purposes of at least finding somebody to make a friend with, possibly become something more. You just want to start from friend. You never want to push somebody into something they might not be ready for. But raves and parties and stuff like that, room parties, they're not the only place you can meet people. They're great places to meet people, but a good sober situation would be cosplay photo shoots. That's how we met, we were at the same convention at the same year, but I had come with my then partner, and he had come with his brothers, and he was Balthier and I was Fran. My friend was like halfway done, but we met just by chance that I saw him outside, and my friends just said, you have to go talk to him. He's the only one here. So...
Yeah, it's kind of cool because we had never met each other before, and we went as characters that are partners in the game, Final Fantasy XII, if you've never played it. And the odds that... there were other Vieira there, but I don't think there was Fran.
I was the only Fran, and you were the only Balthier, and I think we were the only Final Fantasy XII specific cosplayers.
I think so, yeah.
That's why we didn't show at the photo shoot, the actual photo shoot. But if we had, we would have found each other there.
Yeah, I think I just missed it. I don't remember.
I don't think I knew it was happening. I was
in
the room sewing almost all of Saturday because I worked with somebody.
Yeah. You know the people that bring the sewing machine to conventions that I told you about. That
fuck you guys.
Say. Procrastination.
Procrastination is bad.
Procrastination.
Procrastination is bad. Sleep is
God.
good.
Yeah, just say no to procrastination.
Say no. Just say no. Especially for something as complicated as Fran cosplays.
Yeah. One thing I want to touch on here is the fact that a lot of girls will think that if somebody is looking at them
for too long,
right?
Looking at them,
and sometimes it's not even for too long. It's just if somebody is looking at you and they happen to be like an older guy.
I'll give you the look. It's the...
Yeah. A lot of time, the first reaction is that, oh, that's a pervert. Wow, that guy's creepy, or whatever. Let me stop you right there. First of all, people of all ages go to conventions. Okay. Second, they are all anime fans. Some of them are there for reasons other than, just enjoying anime and Japanese culture and stuff. Some people go specifically because of the skimpy costumes. However, it doesn't mean that every person that looks at you is a pervert. If you dress scantily, if your costume is really revealing, you're gonna get people to look at you, and it's really kind of sad that older guys really get a bad rap because people are so quick to say, oh, he's staring at me, and maybe he is, okay, but it's equally as likely as somebody else staring at you, and you're probably not going to say anything about that.
Somebody half that old guy's age, somebody that's a teenager or a 20-something is staring at you, he has the same likelihood, if not higher, of being somebody that's going to take your picture and do something that you wouldn't expect them to do with your picture. That's younger guys come for that more often than older guys. A lot of older guys have grandkids, kids, nieces, nephews that they're accompanying. They're somebody's ride. They're somebody's father. They're there for the same innocent reasons a lot of times that you are.
And honestly, if you're 14 years old and you're dressing like a 25-year-old with basically no clothing, you're asking for that, and they have no idea how old you are.
You're not asking for anything. They do to you. They absolutely do not have a right to put their hands on you.
No. No.
But the looks and attention that you get, we told you have to be aware of them if you're going to do those cosplays and dress in those costumes and show your assets off to the whole world.
Yep. And in no way am I saying that you should go careless and just ignore all of this. Pay attention and take an informed approach. I would really suggest hanging out with other people you trust, your friends, your family, whatever, at conventions. Don't do anything stupid. If you honestly think that you are being, followed or stalked or harassed in any way,
Con security, or if it's extreme enough, or even if you just feel more comfortable, call the police. Police or IRT. IRT stands for Incident Resolution Team. They're like con security, con police. They're volunteers. They're sometimes paid. They're almost always wearing some sort of dark vest. Walkie-talkie. You can just walk right up to them and say, "Hey, I think there's somebody following me. I think that guy wants to rape me. I think that guy's a rapist. Be careful about that kind of insinuation."
Yeah, don't jump to conclusions.
Yeah, just say, "I think you should check that guy out. I think I might be in trouble." And then you can either just walk away. They'll take you away to like the green room or to the security room to get a statement or to protect you from whoever potentially might be intending something bad for you. But that's what they're there for. So the police doesn't have to get involved, but will if they need to. So.
No, I'm not saying either that you should just walk around and stare at all the girls just because you don't consider yourself a pervert or whatever. You're going to make them uncomfortable.
Really uncomfortable. They're not going to like you if they're uncomfortable with you.
It's one thing to check out their costume and be like, "Wow, she's hot," or whatever. But hot. Yeah, hot of that. But if somebody is like looks around the corner at you and like, "Whoa, what was that? Oh, that's awesome." That's a normal thing to do. I mean, that's like a double take. But don't go much further than that, because that can make people really uncomfortable.
That's part of not being a dick. Don't make people unnecessarily uncomfortable.
Exactly.
Don't be a dick.
Thank you. Kind of back to relationship issues here. Keep in mind that people drive and fly in from all over the place, okay? If you are not... let's put it this way. If you start to hang out with a certain person and you really like this person, you really want this to work, and you find out that they live 8 hours away.
8 hours away.
8 hours away.
A whole different state.
Yeah. It could be worth it.
I lived in Champaign when we met. I lived in Champaign. He lived in northern Iowa. So I was attending a con in Iowa. So you would think I live in Iowa. I didn't.
And I knew people drove in from all over the place, and I think I knew she had mentioned she's from Illinois, but I didn't really even know that until like Sunday, and we look at the map, and we're like, okay, well, it can't be that bad, right? We'll just punch in stuff and be like,
that's 400 miles,
crap.
huh?
Yeah, we just looked at each other and said, crap.
This is when we had already decided we were going to spend the rest of our lives together.
Yeah. Don't jump to that conclusion.
Don't do
either.
that.
That gets you in trouble too.
It was 2 days in of us hanging out. We had gotten back together on Thursday, and by Saturday we were like, "I love you."
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it was.
It was a bit ridiculous.
Yeah, but I mean, don't. I mean, this is almost 2 years since this happened, and actually we met the year before that. So
that's when we met. We
knew each other.
We not reconciled, ran into each other again the next year.
That's what it was. That's how I knew you were from Illinois, is we were talking or whatever. I just didn't know how far away,
Illinois is not that far from Anime Iowa.
No, it's not. Anyway, I forgot what I was going to say about that. But anyway, if you think it's worth it,
long distance.
Put the effort in. If you have the funding, the resources, to do that kind of thing,
A car.
a car. Yes, very
A
important.
reliable
Both of
vehicle.
you. Both of you. If
We
you
both had cars. That's unusual. We both had cars. We both lived by ourselves. Well, he lived by himself. I lived with my sister in our own apartment. So it's not, we didn't live with our parents. So we didn't have to have curfews or school to go back to. We both had jobs, so.
long distance stuff it's a lot to bite off, and if you have never even tried that kind of thing before, it's a whole new world. I mean,
a whole new world.
Yeah, it's. Please don't play cutting song. Love you. Unless you want to, you're in charge, right? I made you laugh. I get points.
Yay!
Yay!
Just long distance relationships are really, really expensive. They're really time consuming. They're really emotionally draining. We talked every day until we moved in together. Mm-hmm. Every single day, at least once.
Actually, we've talked every day since then, one way or another.
Some way.
Every day, no matter what.
Yeah, text, talk, Skype.
No, it's been talk at least.
It's been all phone talk. It has.
Yeah.
I got unlimited minutes just to talk to this guy. Mm-hmm. It was important. Realize that if it's going to work, that's what you're getting into. You have to drive 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours to get to a hotel room to be together for 24 hours and then go right back to work.
3, 4 if you meet halfway. I mean, obviously they're not going to necessarily live 8 hours away, but keep that in mind. If you do that kind of thing, the least distance you're going to travel is halfway between the two. So you both meet halfway, and if you live too far apart, it might not be feasible for you to meet more than once a month.
That's
or
how we
2
did it.
months.
The longest we went, I think, was 8 weeks. 4 weeks was as long as we wanted to go. Yeah. It's usually as much as we could afford. Each time we did it was $100 a piece for the hotel, for the gas, and for the time that we couldn't work. The longest we could take was 2 days. Yeah, 2 days off of work.
It's not cheap.
It's not cheap
it's
at
not
all.
cheap, and we didn't really have money to begin with.
No, we were broke to begin with.
But we made it work, and it worked out, and so far so good. And but we just wanted to make sure we shared that with you. Let you know what you're getting into if it turns out that they live, a decent distance away. But it can work. Don't give up just because of that. If you have it, it's a gut feeling.
It's a gut feeling.
Yeah,
we knew when we met, when I found him walking down the sidewalk when I was coming back from a noodle place in Iowa City, and I had Kurt stop the car. I got out, and you've heard of glomping and why it's so dangerous. I glomped him from behind. Damn near took him to the concrete.
Yeah.
That's a gut feeling.
Yeah. Ow. She's small, but that...
I'm not big, but I'm fast. I'll come at you at 90 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Track. Anyway,
Yay, sports.
Yay, sports we don't do. Anyway.
Is drinking coffee a sport?
It should be. Olympic.
Processing caffeine.
I was going to say caffeine processing. You're a caffeine processing plant.
Go to the Olympics, baby.
Every day he either has coffee and or pop. He doesn't drink water very much at all. And or at least 2 Excedrin for his headaches. His caffeine headaches. He has to have. That's how he functions.
Well, yeah. They don't want to know about me anyway. I don't care.
They like you.
Okay.
I like you.
I love that. That's you. I love you. You can only subscribe once, though. That's,
unlike and then re-like. Subscribe and then unsubscribe and then resubscribe.
It's not the same thing. Oh, my God.
You should do that so that he gets 50 notifications.
Please don't.
Please don't.
Please don't. I love you. Don't do that. Networking. Your friends could very well have friends that have somebody in their little circle of awesome friendsness that is single and cool at the same time. And, obviously it's the equivalent of a blind date most of the time, but it's kind of a shoo-in for, I mean...
It's less blind because you have at least one thing in common.
Right.
Geekery.
Right, and the same chain of friends.
We didn't have the same friend circles. We had the same friend interests. Like, I hooked up with him the same year that my friend hooked up with another guy that was involved in the same friend circle as us at ASEN. That fell apart, unfortunately, but I don't know. I took him to a room party, and all my friends loved him. He loved all of my friends. So,
and that's something to bring up. You're going to find out once you get to the convention. You have your little circle of friends, and especially if you've got friends that have been at conventions before, you're going to find out that you know everybody.
Everybody, especially little cons like Anime Iowa.
I think I walked in that room. I must have known 4 people out of the 8 that were sitting in there.
It was awesome.
Not necessarily know, but
have been acquainted with.
Acquaintances. And that's, you get that a lot. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get along with them, but it's you realize how small the world is and how hardcore these fans are, that they go to the same conventions and as many as they can around them. And yeah, it's just really cool.
Yeah, it's definitely worth your time if you've got it. So yeah, look in your friend circles. The one you want might be right under your nose.
Please keep in mind when you're doing this kind of stuff, searching for a significant other. It is, and it can be, if handled wrong or if something goes wrong, it can be a major, devastating source of con drama.
Yes.
So,
the root of almost all non-costume related con drama is failed almost relationship / hookups.
And exes.
Exes.
Dun 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 dun.
A whole new video to be made on cosplay exes.
Yeah, so my advice there would be, if you find somebody that you think is really cool, talk to them, get to know them. Don't hook up the first time you meet them.
Don't do that.
Just treat that first convention, the convention where you meet them, as just kind of where you meet them, not the first date. Don't treat it like the first date.
The first date happens after that. This is your friend thing.
Yeah.
Friend test to see if you're going to actually keep track of this person.
Yeah, because if they contact you when you get home or whatever, you know that they're somewhat serious about it. They kind of felt the same thing that you did. Just always be cautious with that relationships in general. Just
be aware.
Yeah, cautious.
Okay,
I think. Can you think of anything?
No. I don't even know what we just talked about.
I don't know. Let's see.
Fuck.
How much time we got? Got 2 minutes. We can finish up.
Okay.
You think that's enough?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's really good. That was 30 minutes of material.
Okay. What's your YouTube thing? Name Freckles.
Oh, I'm Freckles Videos. I'm Kikairo on YouTube, so you can look me up. I'm going to change my YouTube name pretty soon, but that's what you've got for now. So just go for it. Anime Convention Beginner's Guide, episode 10.
Mm-hmm. This is episode 10 of the Anime Convention Beginner's Guide. And if you like what you saw, subscribe. Subscribe to her channel, Freckles
Videos.
Kikairo. We'll
something.
put a link there.
Yeah,
and stuff.
link in the description.
She's a little rougher
manic.
than she's.
Don't go to my channel. Don't go to my channel if you don't want confrontation.
She's very confrontational, so just keep that in mind. Anyway, if you like what you saw, subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, or even stories where you met somebody and it worked out, or you met somebody and it didn't work out, or just stories about exes or whatever at conventions, let us know, and we'll talk about it in a future episode. So I did subscription, anyway.
Con drama?
Con drama.
Okay.
Remember, kids.
Yes, only you can prevent con drama.
That was my line.